Hi, my name is Jules, and I have writer's block. So I go through different phases of my life with writer's block. Sometimes I just literally can't think of anything to write about. That's super rare though, because I am constantly thinking of ideas. Whenever anyone says a phrase, I'm like, oh, help wanted.
Interesting.
Huh, could that be a song? So I'm constantly thinking of song ideas. So my typical writer's block is really just not being able to finish a song or not being able to write a song that I like. I released my album. I wrote a couple solid songs in the summer. I wrote about 3 good songs while I was back in Pennsylvania for a week before moving back to Nashville. And since I got here almost 2 months ago, I have written 2 songs that are even a little bit okay, and I have spent a lot of time trying. Writer's block is a season that happens in people's life all the time. I'm definitely at the point with my writer's block where I have kind of like a split personality. The one version of me that used to write good songs and the one version of me that I am right now that can't write anything. I was listening to my album the other day, which you should check out. She's not even really original. I'm at the point where I'm dissing the version of myself that wrote good songs out of envy for her. So talking to some of my friends and family members who are writers, I compiled a list of how to get over writer's block. Or how at least to begin the process, because it is a process. And listening to And the Writer Is, which you should definitely listen to, which is where Ross Golan, who wrote Dangerous Woman for Ariana Grande, interviews all these famous writers. A lot of them, before they wrote their biggest hits, had 2 years of writer's block. They hadn't done a session in months and months. They thought they were never gonna write a song again. And then they just happened to write the song that gave them their golden ticket. So it's hopeful, guys. So here are 10 things you can do to end your writer's block. These are tried and true from many years of experience from many people. 1, don't bully yourself. You are a songwriter. It's what you do. The most important thing about your identity as a songwriter is your desire to write songs. If you want to write songs and you try to write songs, you are still a songwriter, even if you haven't finished a song in 6 months. So firstly, sit with it. Ask yourself, I wonder why I have writer's block. I have a really bad issue of talking to myself hatefully. My one roommate was talking to my sister and said, oh yeah, I feel kind of bad for Julie. All she does is just sit with headphones in and verbally abuse herself. And that is admittedly the way that I've made music a lot of my life. I've just been
oh, that's dumb. You're dumb, bitch. You can't put, no.
Of course, okay, good. Finally you found the drum pad. Correct, good job. It's not good. Don't do that shit. Practice talking to yourself the way you would talk to a friend you love. Say, I wonder why I have writer's block. And make a list of the things on your mind and your circumstances and your surroundings that might contribute to this. 2, listen to your favorite songs. Sometimes you can get in this stage of writer's block where listening to songs you love just makes you hate yourself more, because you're like,
why can't I have written that, Lord?
This is not healthy. Lord has had writer's block just like you. And a lot of songs that you love came out of strenuous years and months of writer's block, off and on flows of inspiration, off and on meticulous editing. Some of them happened in a couple minutes. And they happened in a couple minutes because the person had so many years of experience of meticulously slogging through. Like how Sia said, it took her 20 years to write Chandelier in 40 minutes. My feet are falling asleep. Listen to your favorite songs. Think about the things you love about those songs. Put yourself in the mind of the person who wrote that song. You perhaps are just as great, or just as on the edge of inspiration as Lord was when she finally was able to write that one song you love. Number 3, rid yourself of clocks and time constraints. I think a big part of writer's block for a lot of people is getting to a place where songwriting is no longer fun anymore. It's something that they hold with resentment and with guilt and with fear. So I think it's important to get yourself in a space where you literally don't look at your phone, or somehow don't look at the time if you're writing on your phone. Turn your clocks around, you go sit in the woods. You make it so that you have no concept of time and you're not beating yourself up about not being able to finish a chorus in 3 hours. Sit somewhere, don't look at the clock. and write for fun. 4, write a stream of consciousness letter to release your thoughts. Maybe you have to write a journal entry, maybe you have to just write on the back of a napkin. Just write anything. Just release your thoughts. Because I think there's a lot of pressure when writing songs to put everything in a structure that's relatable, that makes sense, but that's still honest and vulnerable. So if you're trying to pour vodka into a flask with a funnel, yes, these are the only metaphors I have. You're so nervous that you're gonna drip it everywhere. Your hands start shaking and you're just slowly, and it just drips, and it takes you like really long time to fill the flask up, or you get so frustrated that you just decide not to fill the flask up, which makes you sad because then you don't have a flask for later at the wedding that you're at. But if you're pouring vodka into a hydro flask, you just pour it.
Glug.
And it all comes out. It takes not very much time. It's really difficult to try to organize your thoughts before you even get them out of your brain. So, rid yourself of all these subconscious things that are stuffing up your ability to structure your thoughts. Just pour them out onto a piece of paper. 5, realize that you're writing songs only because you want to. Even if you're on a deadline, even if this is for a school project, even if this is for some kind of cool label opportunity you have, everything you do in your life is because you want to do it. Yeah, I know it's a hard thing to wrap your brain around because we do so much shit we don't want to do all the time. But think about it. You don't want to do your homework, but you want to graduate from college. You don't want to go to work, but you want money so that you can pay your rent, so that you can have shelter over your head. Every action you take is existentially out of desire and love. Maybe not short term, maybe not immediately looking at your face, but everything you're doing, living, is because you want to live. This got really existential. And songwriting is something you want to do, and that's the only reason why you're doing it. So relieve yourself of the pressure of what people think of you, what the song is gonna be. You're doing it because you want to do it. It's a fun thing to do. Because of that, you can just around a little bit. Number 6, find an instrumental track, maybe a karaoke track to your favorite song, and write a new song over it. Break the normal structure of your creativity. Find an instrumental track and just ad-lib, sing over it. 7, use a wordplay device. My sister actually gave me this advice. She's a poet and she's recently been doing Inktober, where she writes a poem for the prompt and her friend draws a picture for her poem. And sometimes when she has no ideas about how to start the prompt, she basically turns it into a crossword puzzle. So she'll choose a meter or even copy a meter from one of her favorite songs or poems. Choose some kind of meter. I don't know, use invisible string, but and fill in those syllables. Because maybe you're not in a place where you can come up with original ideas, but you are in a place where you can fill in a crossword puzzle. 8, change your medium. If you typically write on your phone or your laptop, handwrite something. It feels really good sometimes to write a song in a journal where you can see it and you can scratch it out. And changing the medium might inspire you to write a different kind of song than you normally write. 9, go to a place you have never been before. This is really helpful to me because I get very stifled and I feel very creatively trapped when I'm in a routine of my surroundings. And that's actually probably the number one reason why I have writer's block, is because I don't have a car right now. And so I don't have as much alone time as I'm used to having, and I don't have this freedom of being able to go sit in my car alone at a park, feel this sense of total independence. That's definitely weighing on my ability to fully release creative ideas. You are you, and you are the only person who sees the world the way you do. And in terms of your brain and your perception, you are the only person that exists. I'm not saying that co-writing doesn't matter or that community isn't literally the most important thing for humans. I'm just saying that it's important sometimes to understand your individuality and your liberty as a creator and perceiver of beauty. You're not just a leech on the side of everyone you know. You're a person. You're an individual person that has ideas no one else can think of. So go to a place that you've never been before, where it's just you. You are unseen, unknown by the people passing by you. Or maybe you're in the woods, you're you're completely alone. At the end of the day, despite what has made you become who you are, if you are in a place where you don't know anyone, or if you are in a place where you are completely alone, you are you without the perception and opinions and pressures of other people. That you is the only person who's gonna write the song you're about to write. You are a sanctuary within yourself that has been given an inside chamber so that you can create things inside of it and then open your doors up and give them to the great city that surrounds you. But you have to recognize the strength and the security and the privacy of your own four walls before you're able to do that. Number 10, write a song and finish it, even if it sucks. And don't hate yourself during that process because you're gonna do it 10 more times before you write something you like. Ed Sheeran said in his documentary that writing songs is like turning on the tap in an old house. First the water comes out rusty, and then as it keeps running more and more and more, slowly, the rust becomes clear water until there's just an occasional speck of dirt. Keep the faucet running and the water will get good. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you. I definitely need to do some of those things myself again. I'm producing demos for people right now. If you write songs and you don't play instruments but you want people to hear your songs, email me, internetjules@gmail.com. I'm producing people's demos. Follow me on Instagram, become a patron. I have an entire songwriting class and production class, GarageBand and Logic, where I talk about a lot of similar things like this, how to overcome writer's block, how to get ideas, how to write with figurative language. So become a patron. It's $5, which is less than a latte. And please subscribe to this channel. I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for all the people who've come along with me on this journey and are still here. Please share this video, like it, comment below about your writer's block tips, and have a good one.